Louisiana beer reviews. Southampton's Public House Pumpkin Ale, brewed in Saratoga Springs, New York. The Public House is actually a little restaurant and bar, a little micro brew pub located in Long Island since 1996. Their beer is a contract brewed. It was brewed under the authority of Pabst. Now it is no longer a Pabst brand or a Pabst line of beers. Anyway, I saw this and I figured I'd try it. I'd never had this pumpkin ale here at 5:38 in the morning with some breakfast. Italian sausage and 2 large eggs. Put some cheese underneath the eggs to melt. Put some crystal hot sauce, some black pepper. Matter of fact, might need a little more black pepper. Alright, need to get on that before it gets cold. Let's check this, see how this pumpkin beer will go with that. Of course I have coffee. Alright. Do see some smoke. It's very windy outside. I have the windows open. I was going to do this at Mathern's supermarket today, but then the store manager said don't do it because we're out of it now and we can't get any more for this season, so he doesn't like me to talk about beers that they don't have in stock. Doesn't want, well, it makes sense. They don't want people to go there and then they don't have it. It's 5% alcohol. It's a good score on Beer Advocate. Bros haven't looked at it. 83 out of 100 on rate beer, 92 out of 100 for the style. So good scores, but didn't make a good head, as you can see. Very thin, kind of a gray-white head, and the appearance is, well, it's dark outside still, but the appearance is semi-clear, kind of, well, orange amber with a lot of bubbles, and I don't see any particles floating about. If I was in direct sunlight I might. Let's go with the aroma. Yeah, it's a pumpkin spice, you know, like the fall spices that you get, nutmeg, cinnamon. That vanilla extract. Now I think a lot of the pumpkin beers use the vanilla extract, but they don't talk about it. It gives it that vanilla flavor. Okay, and a little bit of an ale smell, but not much. Mostly just the pumpkin pie aroma. It's not overly strong like many of the beers. It's more like a pumpkin beer. It's more like a mellow approach. The flavor. Yeah. It's pumpkin, but it's mild. And sort of like that gruntled pumpkin ale from R.J. Rockers. Sweet, a little bit of spice, fall spices, I guess you call them. The pumpkin in a general beer flavor, ale flavor, like maybe English style ale, not too hoppy, just more like malty. I think the aroma is stronger than the flavor. If you want a pumpkin beer, and the mouthfeel is pretty light and watery, and the finish is pretty dry, semi-dry, easy drinking here early in the morning, and you can imagine the drinkability is very high, and the drinkability is high because it's not overly spiced and overly sweet. So if you want a pumpkin beer that's not like pumpkin pie in a glass, this would be one to have. And I think I do prefer these over those really like profoundly pumpkin beers that people rave about, like Imperial Pumpkin from Southern Tier, which they still have in the store over there. And actually I tried it at the store at a beer tasting one night, but I mean that's good. It's an A beer, excellent beer, but my personal preference is I don't like all that. If I want to eat pumpkin pie, I'll eat it. I have some in the fridge. If I want to drink beer, I'll drink beer. So I don't really like the style anyway, the pumpkin beer, but looking at it from the style, this is one of the better ones. And I find everything I've tried from Southampton is really nice. They do a good job. Their recipes are good. So for beer overall, I would say it's a B+ because it's beer with a beer flavor and just a back note of the pumpkin. And for a pumpkin beer, it's more like a solid A, like they're saying on Brewed beer. 92 out of 100. It's a solid A, most excellent for the style. And these eggs are really good with the cheese and the spices, the hot sauce, if you want to call Crystal hot. Not really hot, but it's pleasant. And the Italian sausage is going very well with it. So, and for a breakfast beer, this is dynamite. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bon Ton Roulette, top of the morning to you. This is a very nice beer, and I'm gonna end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.